With the San Francisco 49ers season officially over, it now turns to off-season things to take care of, checklists, got a lot of stuff to take care of, including George Kittle, which I know a lot of the focus has been on Brock Purdy and his contract is one of the off-season main discussion points, but I have quietly been saying on the channel that you got to keep an eye out for this guy right here in George Kittle for the simple fact that he is entering the final year of his deal. And in that final season, he also carries a pretty substantial cap hit of $22 million. So there's multiple things at play here, but let's take a listen to what George has said. Now, this is from Nick Wagner of ESPN. He asked 49ers tight end George Kittle what he is expecting in regards to a contract extension this offseason. He said, whatever the front office wants to do, I'm all ears, and then made it clear what he's hoping will happen. My goal is to wear red and gold my entire career. So basically, what is being said and what is being discussed is although it's not like publicly like George Kittle is seeking new contract or things like George Kittle is in this was basically I think a contract year for him. And so being able to surpass 4,000 receiving yards, to be able to have the productive year that he did have amidst all the scrutiny and issues, I should say, adversity that the 49ers went through, I think he proved that he himself is kind of situation proof. You get him the ball, you give him opportunities, he's going to do his job. And not only is he going to do his job on the field, but he's going to be a phenomenal leader off of it and ambassador of the NFL game, as he is one of the top stars in the league. So not only does Kittle have the opportunity to continue to be the face of the franchise, but he's the face. He's one of the faces of the NFL. It's no way of debating it. So for the 49ers, they might not love the idea of, maybe paying a 31-year-old tight end. But I mean, if there's anyone to make a forever Niner, it's George Kittle. And I've been saying this for a long time. I felt very strongly about George Kittle being paid the last time around. And of course, I still feel strongly about him getting paid. I think the 49ers are going to have to make a lot of hard decisions for, paying guys like Kittle, paying Brock Purdy, paying Diamador Lenore. You can't keep everyone. So there's going to be a lot of questions about guys like Charvarius Ward and Dre Greenlaw and Talanoa Hufanga and Aaron Banks, and the list goes on. But I think it's very important about the guys that you retain, like a George Kittle, is he is a culture setter. He's been here since the beginning in 2017, and he is such a force off the field as a personality, as a leader in the locker room. I really do believe that you got to find a way to keep this guy. He does so many different things, like I said, on the field, but off the field as well. And with all the moves that are coming, you kind of need a pillar to be able to carry the torch of the culture in the locker room. Because let's say you are moving on from Debo Samuel. Debo Samuel's considered a captain. Let's say you're moving on from Kyle Juszczyk. He's considered a captain. So there are some cornerstone pieces that could be on the move, and it makes sense to have, continue to have your Fred Warners and Kittles and Trent Williams in the building so they can continue carrying what is expected to be the standard of 49ers football moving forward. So basically, I do think that when you look at how these deals have gone as of late, it seems as though most guys don't play on the final year of their deal if they have outperformed their deal, if that makes sense. So I think that Kittle is one of those guys who has played himself into another contract. So as a result of that, I think it's up to the 49ers to make two decisions. They either extend George Kittle You take that $22 million cap hit next year and you spread it out over the new years of the deal. You can backload it, you can loophole it, you can do whatever you want to that contract, but you can spread it out, which also, like I said, alleviates $22 million against the cap in 2025. So that would be a beneficial for that year. But like I said, you're able to push that money off because you're extending him, but then you're also keeping him around. You're also keeping him a part of this culture, a part of this team, as one of the number one ambassadors of this game. Tight end I mean, he does so much for the league, and he's going to be someone who goes on and does other things after football, and most likely is going to be great at. And you want guys like this associated and tied to your franchise. I mean, look at Jerry Rice before every game. He's just out there having a blast. He'll always be a 49er. And just like George Kittle, you want guys like that to always be a 49er. So when it comes to him getting paid, there's going to be the argument of people saying, well, you kind of want to get out of these aging veteran contracts. The 49ers have clearly been paying some of these in regards to Trent Williams. I guess you can put CMC now in that veteran category. Uh, so a lot of people have been kind of weary of that kind of circumstance, I guess, which I understand. But like I said, he's 31 years old now. He'll be 32 next year, so on and so forth. He just feels like a guy that is really important to the success, because we know this offense needs a blocking tight end. With how much George is asked to do and does, they need a blocking tight end. And they've had a hard time replacing Charlie Warner, let alone replacing George Kittle. Remember, they drafted Cameron Latu and they drafted Braden Willis. Neither one of them look like they will be able to fill those shoes of George Kittle or even Charlie Warner at this point. So losing Kittle, I mean, you would have no tight end room. You would have to probably sign a free agent, kind of a journeyman guy, go to the draft, maybe land on someone. You could always try to go for like a Gunnar Helm, or I don't know, even the Warren kid out of Penn State. So there are options, but I think everyone wants to see Kittle remain. I think everyone wants to see Kittle remain on the team. And even if it does require giving him a contract extension, because I think most people would believe that he has earned it. He has played to a highest of level, even in losing seasons like we just watched. And when they turn it around, he'll be there playing well too. And this guy loves ball, and he's just going to keep going until his body says he can't anymore. So I don't know. 31, still young to me. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe from